Oh man,
That banner, I need like a snowy umbrella. I got a snow umbrella.
a little. Just make it snow inside.
I like that. That would be
Thank you so much for joining us for KARE 11 News at Noon. Snow is the big topic on a lot of minds today with the system moving through our areas starting tonight. We're getting you prepared. Plus, Cece has been following the latest from this week's school shooting that hit close to home for many.
Yeah, I have. I've got the latest from the Madison community, and now they're supporting the victims as well as more details about the suspect.
And first, tomorrow is a KARE 11 weather impact alert day.
That's right. We've been advertising. It is going to be a snowy day, and the snow's going to start late tonight, probably after midnight around the Twin Cities metro. The morning commute is going to be quite snowy, with the heaviest snow expected kind of during that morning commute. Use caution on the roads and make sure your snowblower is gassed up, because guess what? You're probably going to need it tomorrow. Now, is this going to be the biggest snowstorm ever? No. This is a clipper system that will give us several inches of snowfall. You can see tomorrow's forecast. We do have the snow showers lingering through the afternoon, but once we get to lunchtime, by this time tomorrow, I think the snow is going to be lightening up a little bit. So it looks like the morning commute will be a little bit more challenging than the evening commute. Now there it is. You can see it on our radar satellite composite moving over the Canadian prairies and the high plains states. That system will work its way over the Dakotas later tonight and eventually push into our area as we head into tomorrow morning. In the short term, we are seeing some partial sunshine out there, but you might have noticed a couple of flurries mixing in as well. Your hour by hour forecast. Temperatures, we've pretty much already hit our peak. We're currently at 24 degrees. We're going to stay in the lower 20s through the rest of the day. We'll talk about a cool down behind this snowy system and just how much snow we are expected with our main forecast in a couple minutes. Alexis.
Ben, thank you. And the snow tomorrow could slow you down in the morning and make for a slippery commute. Michelle Beck shows us how you can get your car ready so you don't get stranded tomorrow.
The National Weather Service provides this car winterization checklist. Look right here. The first thing it says is to check for engine fluid levels. Also inspect tire tread. Of course, this is something that you can do at any point today before that snowfall hits tomorrow. And make sure you've got a full tank of gas. Also keep in your car jumper cables, a first aid kit, cell phone charger, flashlight, flares, snacks, and water. Other musts, boots, mittens, hats, a blanket, and a snow shovel. And to answer the why for all this, you never know when you'll hit winter weather or an emergency road closure. And of course, road crews will be out and about to help you as well. MnDOT has over 800 snow plows covering 12,000 miles across the state. In Golden Valley, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
And of course, you can scan the QR code right there on your screen to prepare for tomorrow's snow by downloading the free KARE 11 weather app. Get customized forecasts, weather alerts, and live radar anytime. Well, today we are still waiting to learn more about the student and teacher killed in the school shooting in Madison earlier this week. Just days after the tragedy, the community is coming together. So, Cece, I want you to take us through how the victims are being remembered.
Yeah, for sure. This afternoon, the Madison community is still reeling from this school shooting. But as you can see behind me, that didn't stop many of them from coming together last night to remember those killed and injured during that shooting. They gathered in freezing temps at the state capitol, grieving, holding candles as you saw, and hugging therapy dogs. Meanwhile, investigators are still learning more about the shooter, 15-year-old Natalie Rupnow, who they say goes by Samantha. They're trying to understand why the 15-year-old opened fire Monday morning in a study hall classroom at the Abundant Life Christian School. She killed a teacher and classmate and wounded 6 others before turning the gun on herself.
Identifying a motive is our top priority. But at this time, it appears that the motive was a combination of factors.
Now, as we speak, detectives are talking with students, trying to determine if bullying was one of those factors. Police also trying to figure out if any people were targeted by the shooter. Still a lot of questions investigators are working through this afternoon.
Cece, thank you. In about 2 hours, a Benton County man accused of shooting 5 police officers last year will be back in court. Today will be a settlement conference to possibly avoid going to trial. Last October, Sherburne County Drug Task Force officers were outside Carl Holmesburg home on a search warrant. And prosecutors say that that's when Holmberg allegedly started shooting, telling his wife it was, quote, his day to die. Holmberg is facing a dozen felony charges, including attempted murder. In Shakopee, a judge is weighing whether voters will need to head back to the polls for a special election to decide a very close District 54A state house seat.
I'm Ian Russell. The trial that could shape the Minnesota House entered day 2 on Tuesday, and the results are still likely weeks away. That lawsuit challenges the election of Democrat Brad Tabke over Republican Aaron Paul. Paul lost by just 14 votes, but an investigation revealed 20 votes are missing and likely are destroyed. The court heard testimony from voters whose ballots were lost, an election official, and even a statistician. The attorney for Paul said after court adjourned that there are various other court filings that will happen over the next few weeks, but the judge indicated that she'd like to get her results out soon. Session starts back up in the middle of January.
Well, right around dinner time, the St. Paul School Board will start deliberations to choose their next superintendent. The final candidate, Edina Superintendent Dr. Stacy Stanley, will have her public interview from 6 to 7:30. Deliberations on the 3 candidates starting immediately after. Now, if the board cannot decide tonight, they will continue those conversations at tomorrow's school board meeting and announce their choice then. The board will approve the new superintendent's contract and start date in January. Today, the Federal Reserve will hold its last meeting of 2024, where it will likely cut interest rates for the 3rd straight time. The Fed is expecting to reduce rates by a 1/4 point. It comes in spite of the fact inflation has not cooled as much as experts had hoped in recent months. According to the Labor Department, consumer prices jumped up 2.7% last month.
By this time tomorrow, the holiday travel rush will be underway. The TSA says it's expecting to screen 40 million people between tomorrow and January 2nd. The busiest travel days nationwide are expected to be this Friday, the 20th, next Friday, the 27th, and Monday, December 30th. Here at MSP, they say the 26th and 27th will be their busiest. TSA predicts 2.8 million people will go through airport security checkpoints nationwide on each of those days. AAA is also expecting record-breaking numbers this weekend on the roads. It's projecting 90% of travelers will be driving to their destinations. That's about 107 million people.
Well, a holiday tradition is back in just a few hours. Audrey Russo is showing us around this year's Holidazzle.
Here we go.
Woo! Who needs mistletoe when you've got a disco ball and some black lights, am I right? This is just one of many awesome new features at Holidazzle this year. It starts at 4 o'clock this afternoon and goes until Sunday. Nicollet Mall will be transformed into a winter wonderland. Outside, there's going to be Santa visits, markets, and some light displays. Then if you move inside the city center, there's roller skating, mini golf, more markets, and some archival footage of Holidazzle parades past. Now, for more information, you can go to holidazzle.com. That's where there's a list of everything that is happening each day. You can plan the best time for you and your family to go. I spoke to the organizers who say this year it's all about appealing to everyone, not just those with young kids, but to everybody who's a kid at heart around this time of year.
Some of the new things include an indoor roller rink and mini golf that's down at City Center, and a lot of interaction between inside and out. So if you're coming down here with your family, it's a little cold, you can pop into IDS, you can check out some of the retail shops. You can also go to the City Center. We also have a peppermint pub crawl on Saturday. That's a new thing. The restaurants and bars have partnered to offer cocktail discounts and deals, which would be a lot of fun. It's going to be family friendly, a lot of things for people to do, but if you need to go inside and warm up a little bit, great restaurants to patronize and bars to patronize, as well as good retail and other things to see inside and out.
And one more thing about holidazzle.com, they actually have some promo codes for you. So if you want to park downtown, you can get a little bit of a discount, because obviously if you're headed down to Nicollet Mall, you've got to make a plan for parking. Anyways, that's holidazzle.com. Have a happy holidays.